growing up, I was never much of a rah-rah guy. Never one of those people that, like before they compete, smack their faces and jump up and down and listen to hardcore metal rock, to get hyped for a fight or a sporting event. I've always been pretty mellow, and that's my personality. So this week's question of the week was, Saad, when you teach Brazilian Jiu Jitsu at the end of the technique, why don't you, go 1, 2, 3, clap before everybody goes and drills the technique? And that's this week's question of the week. So I am Saad al-Aziz, the owner and head instructor of Semper Fortis Jiu Jitsu here in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm going to tackle this week's question of the week. And there's really no deep type of meaning behind why I don't clap, other than really the simplest answer is I was never a rah-rah kind of guy, and I never hype myself up before an event. And even simpler, my instructor doesn't clap. So those of you that were at Luis's seminar a couple weeks ago, you notice when he teaches the technique and then he has you go and drill the technique, there was no 1, 2, 3 clap. And if you do clap, he's like, hey, it's not my birthday. Does somebody got a celebration? Because it's just not something that he does. And I thought about this question, and I really think the clapping, the 1, 2, 3 clapping, at least in my journey, is really just like an American cross-cultural contamination thing into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I could be wrong. And I turned 55 in a couple months, so my memory could not be, I could be forgetting some events, like maybe when I was in Brazil. I don't remember any of the schools that I've trained at in Brazil, and I've probably trained at 7, 8, 10 different schools in Brazil. And I don't remember any of the instructors there ever going 1, 2, 3, clap, and then going to do it. Almost every time in my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu journey, when I see an instructor do it, it's almost always from an American instructor. Now, does that mean that nobody in Brazil does it? No, because there is cross-cultural contamination between America and Brazil. For instance, like the gauntlet, like some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu schools do the gauntlet, which is when you get promoted to the next belt, they have everybody line up on 2 sides, and then you take your kimono top off, and then you walk down the middle, and everybody in the school smacks you in the back with their belts. I don't do it at my school. Elio Gracie didn't do it either, if you talk to any of Elio's students. And it was created, the gauntlet, first started in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from a former Marine, U.S. Marine, Chris Howder, in California at one of the Machado schools. He was teaching, and the Machados were out of town, and he did a promotion, and he's like, we're going to implement a little Marine Corps custom into the gauntlet. We're going to, into this promotion ceremony. So from Chris doing this exploded. And next thing you know, gyms across the United States are doing the gauntlet, on promotions. And not only that, but you'll go into Brazil, and some gyms there in Brazil are doing the gauntlet. Even though Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was created in Brazil, now a custom has come from the United States all the way to Brazil. And nowadays, a lot of instructors are reevaluating whether they want to do the gauntlet or whether they should be doing the gauntlet. I don't do the gauntlet. My instructor doesn't do the gauntlet. Elio Gracie didn't do the gauntlet. And it's sort of like the clapping. My instructor didn't do the clapping. And I think the only people I've ever trained with that are big into clapping have been, American instructors. But I don't have anything against that. Like some of the instructors that teach here, they like to do the 1, 2, 3 clap. It's like, that works for you when you're teaching. Knock yourself out. When I teach, I don't do the 1, 2, 3 clap. I just say, hey, here's the technique. I demonstrated a few times, explain the technique, and then I partner you up, and then you go drill it. And there's no clapping to initiate the drilling. But if you do like to clap when you're teaching, do it. I don't see anything wrong with it. But that's why I don't do it. My instructors didn't do it, and so I don't do it. And I was never one of those rah-rah guys. And I'm pretty sure you know, when I say it came from, an American custom, it's just because, like in football, you huddle up and then it's like 1, 2, 3, go. Or, you see that in basketball and baseball, they put out their message and then it's like, 1, 2, 3, let's clap. So I'm pretty sure it's an American custom that has cross-contaminated into Brazil, and now it's like, I don't know where this custom came from, but we do it for some reason. I don't do it, but if you do it, good for you. And that is the answer to this week's question. Not a deep answer, but for those that want to know, now you know. All right, if you got a question for next week, fire below. And also, if you're an instructor, wherever you train Brazilian Jiu Jitsu at, claps, make a comment below and let us know. All right, ciao.